Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TR's Corner. For today's story, I want to tell you about the time where this very house I'm in right now to filming this video, around the time my family first moved into this house, I was extremely sick. And so today I'm going to tell you all about my very bad experience of, though I love this house we live in, I've loved it for the several years we've lived in it. I got to tell you, when we first moved into this house, I was extremely sick and I did not feel good. So I guess at the beginning, to kind of start this story off, my family was packing up from the old house we lived in. We lived in the same town that we live in now. But we had to get things packed up, and for those who moved, you know what I'm talking about. You got everything packed up, everything in boxes. If you don't want something, you got to figure out what you don't want, and you either got to throw it out or sell it or give it away, and all that stuff went down when we first moved. And we also were living with a lot of different people. At one point, we were living with my grandparents while this went down. My aunt and uncle, who once lived in this town too, we got to live with them for a little bit. One of our neighbors, who we actually lived down the street from where we currently live now, was allowed my parents to stay the night there at one point at their place. So we were all over the place when we were moving, so it was kind of crazy. And because we didn't have our old house, we had to basically stay with someone else because we didn't have a house until everything was moved into this current house here. And so for some odd reason, I don't know if it was the Culvers I ate that night, because we stopped at a Culvers when we really started to get serious about packing stuff away and getting things into the house. We were staying with my aunt and uncle that night. It was my cousin, my brother, and I think I had a sleeping bag. Or actually, no, I had the bottom bunk, and my cousin had the upper bunk, and my brother, I think, had the sleeping bag or something like that. Had the sleeping bag, or he was sleeping next to me, or something. And so, right in the middle of the night, I think I know why. I think I had way too much Culvers that night. I had like more than I needed to. And so, in the middle of the night, I just puked up a storm. I did not feel good. I was in my aunt and uncle's bathroom almost the whole night. I just did not feel good. Like I said, I ate way too much Culver's that night, and so I didn't feel good from that. So the following morning, my parents came in. They were so sorry that I felt sick. They tried to treat me the best they could, since basically most of our medication was either packed up or given away or thrown out, or how that goes. And so I was still at my aunt and uncle's place. They gave me a bed that was in their basement somewhere. So I stayed in there for a while. For some odd reason, my dog stayed at their place too while we were moving. And so he was kind of, my dog's not around anymore, but back then he was, a pretty big part of our lives. He would come up and sniff me in the bed and things like that. So that was kind of cute. So I had my dog to keep me company. But then the actual moving happened, and things got really crazy from this too. The first thing my mom asked the moving people to do when we first moved in here was to make sure I had a bed mattress to lay on, and they actually put me in the family room where where our TV is and things like, or our big screen TV, I should say, is. And they would hook up a TV. I would watch that. While they were moving things in, and once again, I did not feel good. I don't know if your parents did this. For those who watch this, gave you like a small little bucket, so if you did have to throw up, you could throw up in that. Luckily, I was close to one of our bathrooms, so I had that close to me too. And yeah, I just remember like almost everything that got moved in the house I saw, because I saw the moving guys bring in our stuff, and I just did not feel good. And I could tell I was young, because I remember watching Sesame Street on this little TV that I was watching it on, and I had my little bucket next to me, and I had the pillow and the mattress, and my mom begged me not to throw up in the bed, so I had to always make sure my bucket was around me, and I think I had like some crackers and Sprite next to me, just things that were really easy to digest in my stomach and things like that. And yeah, it was our moving experience was very unpleasant for me, because not only was I very sick, I needed certain medication that was packed away, so we had to figure out where that was, or we had to go pick it up at the store. And my parents had to worry about all the stuff that was getting moved into this house here, and so it was not a fun time in my life. Um, that's my story today, guys. Let me know down below if you've ever been extremely sick before too, and you just didn't feel good, and it was during a really hectic and crazy time of your life. Feel free to share it down below. I have plenty of other TR's Corner episodes coming up soon, so hope to see you guys here for future videos.